Hello and happy Wednesday. We are pretty much literally in the middle of the month of November. Can you believe that? So close to the holidays and the new year, which I'm really looking forward to. My name is Alison Nail-Malone. For those of you that don't know me or don't know me well, my company's name is Malone Consultants Group, and we work with professionals one-on-one as well as organizations who want to think, be, and do leadership differently. So every Wednesday, I've been coming here to talk with you about different leadership topics. And this month, I've talked about several organizations that I've been meeting with around multiple topics. And one of those topics has been around the topic of leadership fatigue. And interestingly enough, this week is also International Stress Awareness Week. And we tend to use that term, I'm stressed out, or she's so stressed, sort of very casually. And stress is a real thing that affects leaders within organizations, particularly when we don't identify that when we're truly feeling stressed, what that means to be stressed, and what's causing that stress. A few things to keep in mind with stress is one, if it goes unnoticed or not taken care of over a period of time, and usually it takes about 6 months, maybe a year or two to really kind of embed itself into your body and come out as I know for me, when I get particularly stressed over a long period of time, I tend to get ill more often. For some people, it starts to really affect their partnerships and their relationships, both within work and outside of work. And also performance declines. Creativity and innovation starts to decline as well. Now, sometimes having a short amount of sense of urgency type stress can be a really good thing. It creates a clear-cut pathway to different ways to do things or to accomplish things in a very fast period of time that's very concise. But in general, for long periods of stress, it just isn't good for us. So here are a couple of ways that I have found to be really beneficial that I practice myself and that I encourage my leaders when I talk with them about how to deal with stress in the workplace. Number one is a mindfulness practice called the body scan. And you can literally do this anywhere. You could even do this in the middle of the meeting and nobody knows about it. And basically, you just get really aware of the different body parts and how they feel. Typically, I tell people to kind of start with your toes and how they kind of feel inside your socks or your shoes or hose. Then moving up to how do my ankles feel? How do my calves feel? Being aware of how the chair feels in under my body. How do my knees feel? And you should kind of work your way up through your body and really just kind of notice, not try to change anything, but just notice like where you're feeling tension in your body, maybe breathing into that tension. And oftentimes when we just get really present with our body, stress starts to decline. A second thing that you can practice is called the 30-minute victory lap. And this is a great practice both to do for yourself as well as with others. Oftentimes, particularly for high achieving people, we go, okay, we've accomplished this one thing, on to the next. Accomplished this one thing, awesome, on to the next. And we never take the time to even celebrate those small wins. Oftentimes when we celebrate those small wins, those are the things that really count. Like, it's great to get the big win, but those small wins, if we could even do it on a daily basis or just a weekly basis and reflecting back on the week, is really powerful. And a 30-minute victory lap means maybe even just walking around the building if it's too cold, or if you actually enjoy the cold, to take a 30-minute walk outside and just kind of reflect. And if you're with somebody, maybe somewhat a team member, or maybe it's your direct report, and just kind of reflect back over the week, like what were some really good things that happened. And then number three is to choose a spot either within the company you work at, maybe even in your home, or maybe on your way to and from work, there's a place that really kind of calls to you, like a park or a coffee shop, and just choose one spot where you know, if you can on a daily basis, but maybe 1 or 2 times during the week, to go to that spot for about 10 to 15 minutes if possible. Even 5 minutes is really powerful, and just be quiet. and just be observant of what's going on around you. Identify and just kind of name the different things that you see, what's happening in other people's conversations, and just kind of sit outside of yourself a little bit. And it brings great perspective. And sometimes, kind of observing things outside of yourself allows you to be a bit more creative in problem solving, because oftentimes when we're not thinking about the problem, the solution tends to come to us. So I hope that these 3 tips are helpful for you. Let me know if you practice any of these already, or if you decide this week, I'm going to practice one of these, and let me know how it goes for you. I hope this week is amazing for you. I can't wait to connect with you next week. Next week, I'll be in Oklahoma City, sitting in a roundtable coaching executive women who want to be on paid boards. Boards of directors. So I'm super excited to be a part of those kinds of conversations, and I can't wait to tell you more about that. Have an amazing week, and I'll connect with you soon.